Good morning, Journey. How is everybody today? Happy Mother's Day to all of you fellow moms out there. Well, as David said, my name is Stephanie Collins, and my family and I, probably in the past couple months, recently became members of Journey Church. And we have two beautiful boys together, and a husband, so I don't know, that could probably go for three sometimes, you know. You know, a few weeks ago, I was out running errands with my kids, which, fellow moms in the room here today, right? First mistake. You know, and I decided, I'm already out. I just need to make a quick stop at the grocery store, like right again, like lights going off, you know. Second mistake, and then I realized, God, I have not eaten all day long. So within about 10 minutes, I had became the proud owner of aisle 5. Yep, that was awesome. You know, and as I'm trying to wrangle the kids, I'm trying to go through all the items that I know I had on my list. And if you're anything like me, it's that list that's sitting at home in the same spot that you reminded yourself not to forget. Yeah, it was that list. You know, and in the middle of all of this, I receive a picture message on my phone from a sweet, sweet, sweet dear friend. And I'm looking at it, and she was so over the moon excited. She wanted to show me this craft her and her kids had made. And as I'm looking at this picture on my phone, I can't help but to notice everything is so perfect. There's no mess on the table, which clearly the craft took a lot of items. Everything was so handcrafted, exceptionally made, and even down to the look on her kids' faces. Priceless. Priceless. And as I continue to stare at my phone, my response to her was abruptly interrupted as I look up and realize my two kids, they were fighting in the aisle over whose turn it was to pick out the cereal for the week. Awesome, right? You know, and in the middle of all this, I'm reminded one of my all-time favorite quotes by author and Bible teacher Beth Moore. She talks about comparison, and she says this: comparison thinking, ladies, is a lose-lose. You either become small or you become smug. Moms, how many times are we tempted to compare ourselves with other moms? We tend to compare things like our kids, even our husbands, maybe our hairstyles, and if we're downright honest with ourselves, we even sometimes can compare our lives. And honestly, in today's day and age, so many things can feed into this on a daily basis. Maybe it's in your profession. Maybe it's even while you're hanging out with your friends. Or maybe you have even allowed what you view on social media to define who you are as a mom. And when I think about social media, I think about one site in particular when it comes to comparison. Maybe some of you are already thinking about that. It's that infamous P word, Pinterest, right? So up on the screen here, which I'm going to come around to the side over here, we're going to have some slides, right? Okay, so if any of you are like me, you've thought, oh, here's a super cute craft, right? Probably less than like 10 bucks to make. How easy, how hard could it really be, right? You're going to have it displayed in your kid's room. 4 hours later, you have this. Right? Not been there? All right, or maybe it's that cake. You know, you wanted to make a cake this year for your kid's birthday. We could do it, right? How hard could it be? Sonic the Hedgehog's making his way back. 5 hours later, you got this. Right? It's almost scary looking, like I don't even know if I would put my fork into that. Or maybe, you know, family photos are all the rave nowadays. Maybe you want to have that canvas up on your wall, right? All moms want to proudly display our kids. So you know what? Everybody got a shower today. They're so clean, right? This is going to take like no time at all, okay? All the kids are going to lay on top of each other, right? Moms can appreciate this next one, right? It's all fun and games until someone pukes, right? Right? But if anybody here can appreciate things like this, it's moms. It's definitely moms. You know, and as I was preparing for this little message a couple weeks ago, I figured, you know what? What's the best way to figure out moms? I'm going to ask the moms I know. So on my own social media site, I asked anyone basically who wanted to respond to me one simple question. I asked them this: how do you end up feeling when you allow for yourself to fall trap to comparison thinking with fellow moms? How does that end up leaving you feel? Surprisingly, I wasn't sure which way this was going to go. I was inundated with fellow responses. I couldn't even keep up reading them, which was both encouraging but convicting at the same time. Do you know what the #1 response, with 66% of those who responded told me? They feel as though they are not good enough. 66%. The remaining 34% unanimously responded with one simple word: failure. However, unlike the images on the screen that we just saw, these feelings of failure, they're really no laughing matter. But you know what? You know what is enough? The love and the grace Jesus Christ offers to each and every one of us. He knows, ladies, every single night you have spent consoling one of your kids to sleep, even when it meant you didn't get any. He knows every single time you have spent hours folding laundry that nobody cared about, that just ended up on the floor anyways. He sees that. And you know what? He knows every single time you have sacrificed the last piece of your favorite candy because your kids wanted a piece. He sees that. He knows that. Your kids won't remember the paper mache wall art that looked like it dried in the Sahara Desert. They won't know. They're not going to remember the sweater that you stitched that only came out with one armhole. They're not going to remember that. And they most definitely aren't going to remember the homemade party favors that you spent months making, that when everyone showed up to the party, no one knew what they were anyways. But you know what they will remember? You. So who cares if your cake came out of a box or looks like the box fell on it? Right? Can we get an amen, ladies? Come on. Because when you aim to please just an audience of one, you will never go wrong. So the next time you feel tempted to compare yourself, the next time you find yourself in that situation like I was, staring at my phone wondering whose kids those were down the aisle, I want you to remember this. That P word, you know what that stands for? Purpose. And that is nothing you will ever find on a website. There is absolutely no such thing as just a mom. So if I could have right now each and every mom in this room stand up, I want to pray a quick blessing over you. Dear God, I thank you so much for every single mom in this room today. We are all so different and so uniquely made, but that's what makes it special. We are so different. I pray each of these ladies is just bestowed blessing, especially today, in understanding who they are. Because it's not about what we can do, but it's about what you can do through us, God. And I just ask for the rest of the day today and moving forward, that each and every one of us finds our purpose, knows our purpose in you. It's in your precious name today that I pray. Amen.